following is a presentation of TFNN. The Global Market Pulse with your host, John Logan. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, John Logan.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. Hope you're having a good Thursday morning. It's nice weather this fall, huh? Man, it's good to be outside. But let's stay inside and look at these screens for a little while. Best trade on the books showing right now. The yen. This was, and still is, in my opinion, the back the truck up situation. Hang on. Keep some contracts on while this thing's going up, and play around with a core position long from that 103.5 and taking a look at the 240s. We're kind of breaching the top of these profiles again on the shorter term. You see how we've kind of acted as soon as we started getting above that 103.50 and using these as a guidance tool. But as we look at this, you always try to figure out, what side of the market do you block out? And right now, you definitely block out the short side. The long-term trend and what's happened recently with this action right here around that 103.50, pretty damning for the shorts. So again, leaving some contracts on for the long-term trade and trying to, play around with the core, not play around with the core, but kind of trade around the core, so to speak. And those are some of the best trades you can get into by taking some off, adding some back, and keeping that core position on. And I really feel like this is going to be the case for this particular product. We've been talking about this one, waiting for this to happen, and it's developing. Staying in the currency world here, almost got up into that 122.83, new profile appearing right now on the British pound today. So that profile came out right there, and then here we go. So top of the profile, 122.83. We've reached high today at 122.72. So let's blow this up a little bit. Very small profile here. So you probably want to be looking at this by trading breakouts outside of this area. You can play around with those inflection points, but the British pound, just by default, and looking at some of these inflection points, probably should be traded right now outside of that very pinched in balanced area on our dailies, of course. The euro, we talked about this yesterday, trying to lever against that 109.34 area. I still like that trade. Some decent news out from Brussels, but again, we're looking at this as a short trade to revisit that 108.87 down below. And you've got some resistance around this top of the profile on the 240s, 109.27 and then 109.34. So you've got some decent resistance there. And we're coming off, as you can see, off of those daily and 240 highs there. Again, the good news is on a trade like this, I know we've come down pretty significantly from the 111.5s, the 112s, that kind of top of the mountain on our weeklies. But, the good news is you can play defense against some of these numbers that we just spoke about. While we're talking about Europe in general, there's crude. Wanted to mention that in a bit. Let's take a look at Deutsche Bank. I guess they lost less than they were supposed to. Here's that stake in the ground, kind of getting a close above that weekly. Had a gentleman call in, I think when we were down in that area, talking about buying puts, possibly. Talked about that being a little bit riskier trade, considering we were pretty deep in the hole and a lot of impacting news events coming out. It could be a $5 stock at some point, but right now, technically, you just long term, you kind of have to block the short side out on this one. And it's a very similar situation inversely as the yen. I'm sorry, Not inversely as the end. Similar situation as the end. You're blocking out the short side right now. I don't know what I was talking about. So right now, 14.16. We've got to get back down below there. A weekly close below there would be, really, really good for the shorts. But right now, you just long term get it off your screen. As far as the short side goes, we're trading looks like pre-market. A couple of prints going off here. 14.59. Okay, just typing out something. My tech guys noticed something on the scanner there. Let's take a look at the S&Ps really quick. If you guys have any questions in the den, feel free to throw them out there. We've got a bunch of stocks that have had earnings lately, and you might have some questions about them. You can always check them in the scanner here. But taking a look at the S&Ps, this really disturbed me. Kind of decent news across the board from last night, yesterday afternoon, this morning. Stocks, the internals getting some bounces, and then therefore the S&Ps are going to rally past this 2134. This big number up top, 2147, 2149. That general area is still kind of the lid, but we've crossed some borders here. And that's the big number still in the S&Ps. Talked about this kind of, bias towards the short side, but across the borders a little bit too far for me, 2134 this morning. So I'm stopped out of this trade on on that particular inflection point. Next attempt up top is 2147, 2149. Still like how the internals are a little bit more weighted towards the short side on this. Let's take a look at crude oil. Crude oil. All right, 49.52, 49.49. That DMZ there, pretty big. Got to pay attention to it. As you can see, daily close below, going back and kind of retesting today. Reached out 49.51, 49.49, 49.52. Those big numbers there. Staying below. We talked about crude's just going to be kind of a crapshoot right now. 46 are the downside targets, 46.23 to be exact. And the longer we hover below 49.49, the better off I think that particular trade's on the short side with stops above 49, 49.52. So again, I'm trying to, some profits should have been taken around that area, coming off 51.98. Right now it's kind of a wait and see. I think you could play around with the short side here, but don't let it get away from you because crude is going to be a little volatile here. Very news driven. Gold got up into that area we talked about to wait patiently until the market comes to you. 1278.5. That was pretty much almost hit to the tick there. Backed off right in the middle of the range. Pretty non-directional. We're going to talk about this a little bit more when we come back, folks.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. John takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. And we were finishing up with gold. Want to finish up with that. Nothing, we talked, gold's kind of going to spin around here. We talked about trading the range, 1278.5. That definitely was a good number up top, that general area. And now we're just literally no leverage. The only thing you really have to look forward to here is we're probably, and this is in the scanner, probably going to have a new profile in the long-term weekly if this stays yellow in a peel back kind of way. God, it better be in here. There you go. That yellow peel back means a new profile attempting to appear. There's your kind of 18 days in a row in a downtrend on the daily. Those arrows, that's what that means. This is a really cool product, guys. If you don't have it, you really ought to take a spin at it. A lot of information here on a lot of different instruments across the globe. And you get a little snapshot chart here. There you go. There's gold. There's the daily. There's that 1278. And after a while, I mean, when I kind of look at this and trying to find opportunities, especially at night, just kind of kick back and throw some things out there that I'd like to see happening based on what the broad market's doing and kind of a relative strength, relative weakness kind of way. Do some manual sorts, do some custom sorts, have some things on my radar screen, and take it from there. I mean, it's just something that really, really puts some things to think about, especially areas to play defense against, pretty easily analyzed very quickly based on market profile and what we've done with it. All right, so I'm taking off the sales hat for a second here, and we're going back to complete analysis. Ten-year. Here we go. All right. So and this is again, bottom of the fair auction, top of the fair auction, bottom. When these profiles are outputted, this is after, again, the peel back situation in the scanner, the yellow bar. That's what that yellow kind of indication means in the cells. We get new inflection points. And if you'll notice here, it doesn't always work out this way. But if you'll notice here, it gives you some really good things to keep in mind, areas to pick battles. I think Tom likes these to some degree, or at least he tells me that to make me happy. Just kidding. 129.22 is the bottom of our profile. And it looks like we're bouncing a little bit off there. Appears to, Joey and I have been talking about the treasuries offline for a while. The political scene, a little bit of a leaning towards shorts on the S&Ps. I mean, it's a little non-directional in the 10-year. I don't think we're going to have any big moves, put it that way. And if we're not going to have any big moves, and if you feel that way about a certain product, there's really not a lot of reasons to put mental capital or, monetary means towards it. So it's kind of a pass right now. Not a lot of edge there. Not a lot of kind of things showing themselves, but we are at the bottom of a profile, and that can be used. Dollar. So some good news on the dollar today. The good news on the dollar today. New profile attempting below price action. 98.20 is at top of the box, but again, appearing below price action is extremely bullish on the intermediate. So that's the good news on the long-term dollar trade, up into 100 still. And somebody's in the den just saying the dollar's diving. Yeah, it's on a very ultra short-term basis. I think we're good on that statement. But we've got, again, some support here, 98.47 on the short term on the dollar. And then you've got that daily profile appearing below price action, which is long-term very good for longs. Oh, sorry. Didn't read the rest of that on the comment in the den. All right, so we'll say inverse the real and the ruble. Let's take a look at silver, and we're going to try to get Joey Jung on in just a little bit. Just kind of getting that set up. Here we go. Silver, kind of like gold, a little bit stuck here. Don't know if we're going to have any big moves right now. Big numbers on silver, 1778, 1734. That's all I'm going to say about that. Not a lot of mental capital needs to get devoted to that particular trade right now. Let's take a look at December corn. So we're back up into the weekly unfair highs on this one. Don't like how it's crowded up against it, but don't see any reasons for corn to break out. So you got a big number there. Pay attention to 356 a bushel. Let's take a look at Tesla. Finally. And, it's up. Oh, they're saying they don't need to raise some more capital for whatever reasons right now. I'm just looking at this as a short opportunity, I'll be honest with you. Here's the top of the profile, 214.06. That's the big number there. I think we're printing. Actually, we printed up into that area and came off already this morning. Here's the 60-minute on the pre-market action on Tesla. But we're backing off that daily unfair high around 214. So that's kind of the defense area on the short side for me, putting the stops above. I don't see this particular stock just taking off and having some follow through here. A couple other things we're going to take a look at today as far as stocks go. Going to take a look at Coca-Cola. Looks like the prints right now 42.50. So kind of gradually up into this area right here. We kind of reached the top of the profile, backed off. Again, I don't think you've got any reason whatsoever to pile into this on the short side or the long side. We're going to take a look at Boeing also. These are earnings related situations. All right, so Boeing looks like pre-market looks like we got a couple of prints there, 145. And here's the weekly on Boeing. Again, it was kind of a okay to be long, not okay to be short situation before the earnings. And here's that 136.39 top of the profile on the daily, just kind of backed off yesterday and almost kissed it almost to the tick. And we're going to talk about Boeing a little bit more when we come back, and hopefully we'll have Joseph Chung on from Hong Kong. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. And do we have Joseph on?
Hey, how you doing, John?
Hey, buddy. How are you today?
Good. Excellent. How are you?
Good, man. I've got the dee, 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 dee on the Japanese yen trade. To back up the truck. That's the that's not the garbage. That's not the garbage truck. That's the truck taking us to higher levels. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, we've. I mean, it's acted very well, and it stayed above. It didn't even dip below 104 in this latest
God, it's so
pullback.
beautiful.
So
I hate it when something looks. I hate it when something looks this good, because it looks too good. What's on your mind today?
I think, the biggest thing is, NXPI got a bid from, let's see, so NXP Technologies, got bought by Qualcomm for $110, and that's, it's not surprising at all, and that's one thing that is definitely the trend. Remember, we were talking about the old automakers versus Tesla, and and basically NXP Semiconductor is the biggest maker of automotive chips. So
yes,
obviously Qualcomm has made a shift. I mean, they already control most of the cell phone market in terms of cell phone chips, and now they're clearly going into automotive chips, which is definitely going to be the thing going forward in terms of our cars having going from 0 chips to very, a few hundred chips in there probably going forward.
So taking a look at the stock, I've got it up right now. Got a weekly profile, big numbers, 96.58, 107.54. Any thoughts on how to trade this, or just kind of wait?
Which one are you talking about?
NXPI Semiconductors.
Oh, no. They've gotten a $110 bid, so that's it.
Let me wait. Yeah. I see it printing about 150 right now. Is that? Am I wrong on that?
That could be. I don't know. Maybe they're thinking it should be higher. So.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me take a look. No. It's 100 right now.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, it's 100.5 right now in pre-market, which is about right, because before the deal goes through, it'll be trading at a slight discount.
All right, so support on this one, probably big, huge. If we can get a gift and have it.
No, there's no need to trade this now, because you can go in for 10%, but it looks like it's going to be a done deal, right?
Well.
Yeah.
Possibly.
But
yes.
But just wanted to kind of point out the trend rather than the trade, because the trade is gone. Somebody's bought them.
Got it.
But the trend is that these automotive all the cars are going to have a lot more chips in them. That's all.
Right. No, I catch the drift there. That's it.
Yeah.
How about?
And Apple's actually stumbled a little bit on all that front, because they've recently fired their whole team. Well, not the whole team. Sorry. They fired a lot of people in the auto team. They went from the original plan was to actually build an Apple car, and now that's off the table, and they're building a
technology or something for it.
Yeah, they're basically building the software for it,
right.
Which is not a bad thing. I think that
how crowded is that space on that concept? Let's all dive in. Let's take a couple of thousand programmers and dive into that. That, man, there's a lot of programmers out there right now, and a lot of times people are kind of repackaging things. It seems like every day a new CRM comes out, and how profitable is that ultimately going to be with Apple working on that scene when it's not a mystery?
Yeah, I think Apple's never been one to come out with the first product. Even the MP3, the cell phone,
right.
Their operating software, they were never first on some of these things. They basically said, okay, let's let somebody else come up with it, and then we're going to take a look at it, and we're going to make it 10 times better.
Right.
So that's always been their approach. I don't think that's hurt them in the past. In fact, that's been the better approach. So I think this is not a bad approach, but it's just that there's been a kind of some upheaval there recently on that front.
Right. Okay, so technically, guys, from 114.82 up into 115.50, we talked about that being kind of a DMZ of resistance there. We kind of rallied back up into the top of that area. Is Apple poised to probably is kind of gap down, retrace back up. Is this a short opportunity to kind of head lower, or what on the stock in general right now? What are your thoughts on Apple?
On Apple, let's take a look. Hold on one second. Apple, the product cycle is in no man's land right now. We're not close enough to the next product where we should be kind of getting in front of that. So, and a lot of their products, their iPads, their Macs, they're due for another refresh in Mac very soon. So even if they come out with something amazing, I don't think it's going to really move the needle.
Mm-hmm.
I love Apple. I have everything Apple. But recently I didn't buy the iPhone 7. A lot of people, are eventually going to migrate to the 7 because their 5s and 6s are too old. So, but
that's ancient technology.
Yeah. They've not come up with anything huge, and their watch is not doing well. The iPads are not doing well. I don't know that the refresh of the Macs coming up are going to really move the needle. So, and I just saw today Windows. I've grown a little bit softer on Microsoft in terms of their products getting better and better. So they've just launched a new line of what is it called? I forget. The Surface. It's a big
Surface
desktop
Pro.
computer. It's a desktop computer. That's a Surface, and it looks magnificent. I mean, it really looks good. So.
I'm a huge fan of buying dips on Microsoft. I'm huge.
I'm more of a fan of buying dips on Microsoft than buying Apple up here. I'd probably be. I don't know. I mean, Microsoft is actually breaking out here, so
we should have
I'd rather buy the breakout in Microsoft than try to squeeze Apple for some more. This level. So yeah, I haven't said that I don't think I've ever said that ever.
All right. Hey, listen, can you hang out?
Yeah.
Great. Guys, we'll be right back, and we're going to revisit some things David White said yesterday on Apple. Be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software
software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Larry Pesavento has just announced a special offer for subscribers to his trading service, Fibonacci 24/7. Right now, you can get a month of Larry's Fibonacci 24/7 while gaining access to his upcoming live webinar, The Pattern That H.M. Gartley Missed, taking place Wednesday, October 26th. This live workshop will be archived for subscribers if you cannot attend live. And if you order right now, we'll also send you a copy of Larry's book, A Trader's Guide to Financial Astrology. This book retails for $90, but we'll send it to you as part of this special offer that runs through the night of the workshop, Wednesday, October 26th. Sign up now and get a free copy of Larry's book, a month of his Fibonacci 24/7 trading service, and a live workshop on the pattern that H.M. Gartley missed. With a 30-day money-back guarantee, this is an offer that you can't let pass you by. Sign up today for Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. We've got Joseph Chung on. Just want to recap some of the technicals. Microsoft, we're going to have a new profile appear on the daily today. That's going to be in force as evidenced by that yellow bar that you see on the charts. That's also in the scanner shown as a yellow peelback. So you're going to have new support areas on Microsoft today. It would be ultra cool if that profile appeared below price action today. And Apple, like Joey was talking about earlier, and David White had really alluded to this in a different way, talking about margins, just, you know, how do you make back money when margins are coming down? I'm sorry, I put up the wrong stock there. Yeah, I'm with you totally, especially after listening to David and just some of your cursory thoughts on Apple kind of rallying back up in this area. There's not a lot of upside in probably owning Apple right now at this moment. Therefore, is it a short, Joey, right now? What do you think?
I've always lost money when I try to short Apple. It's never been something that has
so
been
it's a
profitable. It's a pass. It's not a short. I love Apple. I have like 100 Apple products at home. It's definitely not a short. They have a ton of money. They refuse to use the money for great acquisitions like Netflix and, you know, Fitbit and stuff like that. They, you know, instead they go and buy like Beats. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, you know, so I guess I don't know why they refuse to use that $250 billion of cash sitting there. But they can really buy their way out of this, but they refuse to do it. They just want to innovate on their own and do their own thing. It's worked for them in the past because they had Steve Jobs in there kicking everybody's butt.
Exactly.
So without Steve Jobs in there kicking everybody's butt, I don't know. You know, the innovation seems like it's slowing down there. I don't know. I hope not. You know, I really like their products. I hope it's not slowing down, but it just seems to me that that's what's happening. I mean, if you have Microsoft introducing a product and you're thinking that
Takes a lot to move the needle on that company.
Thinking about, wow, that Microsoft product is actually better than the, you know, Apple product. Man, that is actually I haven't had any of those thoughts. I don't think ever.
I don't know.
But you know, this is the, but that Surface desktop unit is pretty cool. It's yeah, take a look at it later.
Yeah. Take a look at this phone, even with the cracked screen there. I've got the Windows phone, so I'm with you, man.
Oh no, the Windows phone is horrendous.
One of the very few.
It is horrendous.
Actually, I like it, man. It's kind of, but
it is
maybe
terrible.
All right. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple other things. Anything else on your mind, or I can bring up some stocks we can talk about that are in the news?
Oh yeah. No, I mean, in terms of the dollar, we're just resting right now. We've had a nice move, and there's not that much news coming up, so it's just it needs a little bit of rest, but everything still looks good. So I think after this little rest, I think we're going to go higher.
I do too.
Yeah, I think we're going to go higher again. The dollar yen is looking very beautiful. It is looking like, it is looking beautiful. In fact, it's looking like it wants to go again here.
I know.
Yeah, it does look like it wants to go again.
Let's go back to that, because I can't get enough of looking at this thing. Here's the yen trade. Here's your short-term support. We kind of this morning have eclipsed it, come back and retested. We kind of did that last night or late yesterday, broke through. But this is again, I talked about this earlier, Joey, on the yen trade, just kind of keeping a couple of contracts on no matter what, because you can make your whole month and sometimes even year off of a killer long-term setup, and you just got to be in it, suffer through some of the gyrations. And I think this is one of those types of trades. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, I agree that this is definitely it. And I think, even gold and silver. Oh yeah, talking about gold and silver, we actually got up to that 1278 level on gold, and then it's pulled back, and it's trying to revisit there again. So we're reaching some pretty important resistance. I don't think we're going to actually push through that. I think if it gets around there, I'm going to try to reshort it, depending on what the dollar is doing at that time. But yeah, I think gold is looking like it's reached some pretty good resistance. Same with silver.
Yep, feel the same way.
The Chinese yuan is actually making a new high here.
What?
Yeah,
let me go back.
6.7923 right now.
Let me go back to that, because I looked at that yesterday.
That's well on the way of getting to that 6.9. I think we're going to get around to 6.9-ish, if not 6.9999. And then the government will be like, that's enough.
Well, we kind of got some good news today too. We had a profile appear well below price action. That's always kind of puts the bullish slant on things. And we're obviously kind of taking off again. And there's those 240s I'm showing right now. Finding a chance to play defense, more importantly than anything else. If you're wrong, of course, to orient stops. But like Joey said, we just come down and kissed support, that daily profile appearing below, and it's a very similar situation to some other things we looked at this morning, technically speaking. And it just gives you, Joey, it just gives me a feeling of security almost, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it, when you have a couple of those things lining up. And again, more importantly, a chance to really play defense, and the risk rewards are pretty good. So I'm with you on this one. Things look good.
And I think the euro, we're getting into, euro had to have a little bit of a bounce after moving straight down from 113 straight down to 108, and so we've had a small bounce up to 109 area, 109.20, 109.20, 30 was the high today. But for a move this big,
Go ahead.
For a move this big, the bounce has been pretty paltry. So,
yeah, and that's the kind of damnable shame, I guess, for longs here trying to trade this bounce, is it ain't really wanting to get going after a pretty big move down. And we've had some resistance areas present themselves. We talked about that 109.34, bottom of the profile daily, kind of top of the profile.
Yeah, that's a beautiful setup there.
Yeah.
109.34 and 109.30 was today's high.
I agree fully. Hey man, thanks for coming on today.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. Guys, we'll be right back. Okay.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Larry Pesavento, a 40-year veteran trader. He uses pattern recognition, Gartleys, butterflies, ABCs, and Fibonacci in order to trade these markets. Trade what you see. Next on TFNN.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. So we're finishing up. Joey was bringing up some thoughts on the euro, my sentiments exactly. And just to recap here, the British pound, big new numbers, 122.83, 121.58. But I think trading breakouts outside of that range is probably in order for that product, considering how the profiles have contracted, and we're going to trade probably buying volatility on that particular trade. The yen trade continuing to sky here. That's a beautiful situation there, as Tom would call it. It's a beautiful thing. Here we go. Take a look at a couple other things here. We looked at Boeing earlier. Nothing to really do there, even though we're just kind of doing a little moonshot. Nothing. Don't chase it. We're going to take a look at BABA. All right, so trading 103.50 looks like printing right now. Is that real? Yes, 103.50. So here's the inflection points on BABA. market comes to you at 101.44, probably a buy point there. And then as you can see, we've kind of traded against a recent up for highs around 105.11. Biogen, BIIB. BIIB, there we go. All right, so looks like we're up about 4% here. Let's see. Today's looks like it's really, this is a real print. It looks like 296. So jacked up yesterday, hit that 301.12, backed off, and this is kind of cool. Range day yesterday, top of the box, bottom of the box. That's why it's really, really important to, especially in volatile times, to look at longer term inflection points. They're very, very important. And if you can see that, Biogen just kissed both sides of it. Again, waiting for the market to come to you on volatile times if you're trying to trade the madness, so to speak. Let's take a look at Comcast, CMCSA. There we go. Another stock getting hit a little bit here. 62.64 looks like we're printing there now. Had been a stock that had kind of languished around these weekly unfair lows, and then they pulled the plug on it. So what do you do with it now? I don't think you try to buy this on sale. This is kind of a wait and see. Again, my market sentiments are a little bit towards the south side here. Groupon, GRPN. They pulled the plug on this one too. So it looks like we're trading about 485. So let's just take a step back on this one. And 428 is going to be a buy point there, just a kind of a trading situation on Groupon. This is a stock that's kind of shown some strength lately. They obviously had some disturbing news come out, but 428 will be kind of a wait and see on this one. And just to recap here, got about 20 seconds left. S&P's moving up here. Got some resistance that we have talked about, 2146, 4749. That's going to be the play defense against area. We've kind of passed that 2134 area, so that stung a little bit, but it's part of trading. That's okay. Guys, you're going to need to stay with TFNN to catch Larry next, and David White, and Steve Rhodes, and Tom O'Brien, and Basil, and the rest of the crew. Stay tuned. We'll be back again tomorrow.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.